Welcome back, everybody. Grab your Bitcoin biscuits and settle down because I have got an interesting bit of data to show you today about Bitcoin's price during this bull run and just what to look out for to sort of confirm that the bull run is coming to an end. And as you can probably see on the screen right in front of you now, I've highlighted what has happened in the past and what to keep an eye on going forward. So Bitcoin's price is the chart just up at the top here, which is right here where I'm drawing that yellow line, and then down below over here we have got Bitcoin's RSI. So essentially what I'm tracking at the moment is the 50 week, which I've spoken about in my previous videos, which is the white line going up here. That's the 50-week moving average, and Bitcoin historically has found support at the 50-week during this bull run and has yet to break down below it. So I'm currently keeping an eye on that because we are at the moment below the 50 week. The 50 week is coming in at about 103,000 and we are sat currently at 102,000. So we are very, very close to closing below the 50 week. Now, if we do close below it, it doesn't mean it's over just yet. There have been times in the past where we have closed below the 50-week moving average and continued the following week to move back up above and close above it again. So that's what I'll be looking out for next week if we do close below it this week. But here's another thing that you need to keep a close eye on. Now, the RSI, as you can see on the RSI down here, every time Bitcoin has come down to the 50-week moving average, the RSI has bottomed out at around the 45 level mark in each one of these circles that you can see here. In fact, if I draw a line to show where Bitcoin finds support on the RSI, you'll see that it's usually around about this level, about 45 on the RSI. Which if I zoom in, you can sort of see currently that is exactly where the RSI is on the Bitcoin's price. So I am keeping a close eye on that because if the RSI also closes below that 45 level, I'm going to be, and also closing below that 50 week, then that's a strong sign that the Bitcoin bull run is coming to an end and we are going into the Bitcoin bear market, which, to be honest, I am expecting to happen anyway in 2026. It's just I'm trying to find out whether or not we're going to get a bounce sometime between now and the end of the year. Now, the reason why I'm looking at this on the RSI is because if we go back in time and we look at the last time that this happened, around about or this area right here on the RSI, you can see that when Bitcoin basically broke below that level, so if I just draw where the support line was at that time, it was a bit higher up, essentially around about the 53 mark. And what happened was that once Bitcoin had broken down below that mark there, it essentially started the beginning of the Bitcoin bear market. As you can see where I've drawn that yellow line, that was, whoopsies, I'm drawing all over the place here. That was a sign right there that Bitcoin had actually topped out because it dropped down below on the RSI. It was coming into its 50-week moving average. And then actually what happened was it got a short bounce before then dropping below the 50-week. And actually on the RSI, if you look down here, that is probably around about where it dropped below the RSI. It actually rebounded on the RSI. So if that makes sense, like right here, before coming back up and actually getting a proper confirmation below that RSI, that we then got the close below the 50 week as well. So I hope that makes sense. Um, that's really what I'm looking out for at the moment, along with a few other things. I know that a lot of people are kind of expecting the end of the government shutdown to happen pretty soon. However, there is no confirmation that that is actually going to happen. And even if the Senate do come to some kind of deal today, on Sunday, that does not mean that the government is going to reopen. I was just looking at into this right now, and because essentially the House is in recess, so even if the Senate come to a deal today, that doesn't mean the government's going to reopen, because the House, the Speaker of the House, has got to actually call in the members in order to do the vote and then reopen the government, and they have to give them at least 48 hours notice before they can do that. So here it is. I was just looking on Gemini to give me an update. Obviously, we're in the 40th day at the moment, which is the longest in history, and no deal has been reached as of yet. So they still cannot come to an agreement. But as you can see right here, the House remains in recess. So even if the Senate were to reach a deal, the House of Representatives is not in session, meaning no final bill can be passed to end the shutdown. Now, I did ask, if the Senate do reach a deal, when will the House be out of recess? So it then came back with an answer based on the current schedule and procedural rules. Even if the Senate reaches a deal today, the House of Representatives will not be out of recess immediately. The timeline for a vote depends entirely on a political decision by Speaker Mike Johnson, who has sole authority to call the House back from recess. Here's a breakdown of the situation. 1. The House is in a scheduled recess. The House of Representatives is officially in a district work period recess scheduled to last until November 16th. Right, the next scheduled meeting is on Monday, November the 10th, is a pro forma session. This is a brief gavel in and gavel out meeting where no legislative business such as voting on a bill can take place. So that's irrelevant. The Speaker must call them back. For the House to vote on any deal that the Senate passes, Speaker Johnson must formally call members back to Washington, D.C. for a legislative session. Procedural notice. House members must be given a notice period to travel back to Washington. This is typically at least 48 hours from when the Speaker makes the call. So, as of this weekend, Speaker Johnson has repeatedly and publicly refused to call the House back into session to negotiate or vote. His stated position is that he will not reconvene the House until Senate Democrats first agree to his terms, which has been a key part of the stalemate. In summary, even if the best case scenario where the Senate passes a bill today, November 9th, the earliest the House could likely vote would be Tuesday, November the 11th, or Wednesday, November 12th. And that would only happen if Speaker Johnson has a complete change of position and immediately recalls the members. So it's looking pretty bleak with regard to the House the government being reopened within the next few days. I mean, it could happen, best case scenario, probably sometime mid this week, like on a Wednesday or something, but it's not looking positive. So if anyone's betting on that happening anytime like today or tomorrow, it's not, okay, because it's not possible. That's not going to happen, even if the Senate come to a deal. So that's not going to happen. So, yeah, that's it, guys. These are the things to be looking out for. That's it. Pretty short one for today, but I'm going to be bringing out another video in the future, in a next day or so. Just talking about another indicator that's a crucial indicator, which actually has showed in the past, every time that it's gone off, that Bitcoin has rallied significantly every single time that we've had it. Recently in the past, and actually has gone in to put new all-time highs, and we are about to get that indicator again coming in the next few days. So if you want to see that, hit subscribe, hit the like button, please comment down below. I'm not getting any views or any likes at the moment, so if you like my content in any way, please do show your support. And guys, I will see you in the next video.